Alright, my name's Pete. This is my channel, 1822 MC Adventures and More, and welcome back to another episode of Saddlebag Lunch. What's cooking at the Croatan Café today? Chicken Fettuccine. What do you say we get started on that? So, of course, what I'll do first is I'll charge up my alcohol stove. So, we'll put a little alcohol in there. I've got a little more than an ounce in there. Let's see what that does. Poof! That's what it does. Okay. And we'll let that burn for a second. And of course, a little bit of hand sanitizer. And don't forget, folks, hand sanitizer is not a replacement for hot water, warm water, and soap. Nothing beats soap and water, but out here in the woods, it's a good substitute. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I will put just a little tiny bit of oil in here. For good luck, right? Oh, damn it, I hate it when that happens. So we'll set that aside and we'll go like this. We'll let that roll around some. And premium white chicken in a bag. Very easy to work with. And this here is Mrs. Dash Italian seasonings with no salt. So we'll season up the meat just a little bit. I mean, after all, it's chicken fettuccine, right? Alright. So, that looks like that's cooking, so we'll put my penny on my penny stove. Alright. And we'll just kind of heat this chicken up real quick. Yeah, and today's story is going to be the frog story. Let me get a little further along here, and this is a good one. My little sister, to this day, still has nightmares because of the frog episode. Yeah, it's a good one, I'm telling you. So yeah, we're going to heat this chicken up just a little bit here. And then we'll get on to the frog story. The story takes place in northern Minnesota. One summer, I don't know, I was probably 7, 8. And we went up north to a friend's that they lived on a lake in northern Minnesota. Imagine that, living on a lake in northern Minnesota, right? Well, anyways, so these people, they had a daughter that was about a year older than me, and they had a son that was probably about 5 years older than me, if I remember right. So he's like, 14, 15, something like that. And I think he was pretty happy just to have someone there to talk to besides his sister. But he takes me out into the woods in northern Minnesota. And we commenced to catching every frog known to man, and even some that are not known to man. I mean, by the time we got done, I had probably 6 or 7 coffee cans full of frogs, and then I had little jars with special frogs. I mean, I had like every frog known to northern Minnesota. I had caught it, me and that boy. And funny thing is, I forgot to tell my mom and my dad about that, right? So in this little camper that we have, and I'm talking, this was like our first camper. It was like a 10-foot, maybe 12-foot one, just one of them little things that had like a couch bed, and it had a table bed and a stove and an ice box. That was about it, and a couple cabinets. But so then I start putting, I got these cans of frogs stashed everywhere in this little camper. And then in the middle of the night, I guess from tossing and turning and whatnot, kicked over a couple cans of those frogs. And all of a sudden, it became the night of the frogs. Oh, it was horrible. So there's about 150 million fucking frogs in this little camper. All of a sudden, my sister is screaming bloody murder because we're sleeping on the little table bed thing together. And all of a sudden, there's frogs everywhere bouncing across the walls and hanging on the screen and the ceiling and on my sister and on me. And they're just everywhere. And she is screaming. And she is screaming bloody murder. My parents wake up. They don't know what the hell's going on. They think there's a damn Bigfoot in the trailer or some shit. They turn the light on, and it's like, ribbit, 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 ribbit. They were like freaking cockroaches. They were everywhere. And, well, obviously I thought it was pretty funny watching my sister flip out, because she's going completely mental. And, well, needless to say, my mom was not too impressed either. And my dad, he had to fight back the laughter. He had to be a dad. But, man, I want to tell you what. You want to talk about something funny. I said, my sister to this day is still traumatized over that. But a little dinky, if you can imagine, a little dinky camping trailer. And all of a sudden, there's probably, well, the way my mom tells the story, at least 250 frogs in the trailer. I remember it as about 100 frogs, but reality, there was probably at least 50 to 75 frogs loose in this little camper trailer. Talk about traumatizing my little sister. Oh, that was something else. But yeah, we went out, we caught bullfrogs, we caught leopard frogs, we caught pickerel frogs, caught raccoon frogs, rain frogs, green frogs, tree frogs. Every kind of frog there was, we caught them. And then every one of them damn things got loose in that little camper. Yeah, no toads, just frogs. But yeah, that was really funny. But yeah, those people, they had a really nice place. The way I remember it was just your average cabin type house on a lake in northern Minnesota. The lake was crystal clear. You could see the bottom until it got too deep. And I remember we did some like really awesome fishing there and whatnot. And the way I remembered it was the parents, their kids, there was a mother-in-law there, and a little wiener dog. I certainly remember the little wiener dog. He was funny. I don't remember his name. I think it was Toby. But yeah, this little wiener dog, he followed us everywhere out in the woods. He was our eyes and ears. And, you know, for those of you that don't know, wiener dogs were bred in Germany for badger hunting. For a little dog, they have no fear. They will go down a badger hole, and they will bring that badger back out. And then, I guess in Germany, because of the gun laws, you don't get to shoot the badger. You probably just beat him in the head with a baseball bat. But here in America, he'd get a dose of a 410 or a 22 or, you know, whatever. But yeah, I can highly recommend, if you've never been to northern Minnesota, I can highly recommend going there. Way, way up there where all the lakes are and all that good stuff, you'll see some of the most beautiful, pristine lakes, waterways, creeks, and woods that the United States of America has to offer. Yeah, have some very, very good memories of northern Minnesota. Remember as a Boy Scout going to jamborees in northern Minnesota, and camping with my family in northern Minnesota. Yeah, it was at one time. Minnesota was a really, really nice place. And it still is, in my opinion, with the exception. No, you know what? I don't want to rip on anyone from Minnesota. Y'all got enough problems up there without me ripping on you. You know, we'll leave it at that. Northern Minnesota is beautiful. The non-populated areas of Minnesota are awesome. But the Twin Cities and Rochester, they are not the places that I remember as a kid. It's like you're in a third world country these days. I mean, it used to just be Scandinavians, Germans, Polacks, some Italians, and then American Indians, and a few blacks, some Greeks, you know. I mean, just regular Americans. But I guess you could just say that there's a lot of things in Minnesota that have changed since 1978. And honestly, I'm really not aware of any of those changes that were positive, in my opinion. That's why I don't live there no more. But yeah, people, now that things have changed quite a bit in America, so they say, we're going to be looking at new things to do. And why the hell would you want to go to Europe or Africa, South America, or anywhere other than America, where chances are people are not going to like you, not going to appreciate you being there. The only thing that they're going to appreciate is your money. Other than that, they hate your fucking guts. So why wouldn't you want to just travel America? Let's make America great again. Why do you want to go to Cancun and spend your money? There's plenty of really nice beaches right here in America. Ow, damn it. And always be careful when you're doing this. Oh, that was hot. All right. Ow. All right, let's put that out. We'll put that up there for a minute. We'll let that rest. But yeah, camping as a kid, that was a lot of fun. I got a few more stories I want to tell, but I'm not going to do it today. But yeah, as a kid, we did a lot of camping. We camped in state campgrounds, national parks, and yeah, I remember, I think one of the nicest things I remember about camping in public campgrounds is meeting new people and then having potluck dinners at night around the campfire. Everybody brings a little something and we all throw it together, and there are some really good times. I think maybe America needs to start doing stuff like that again. Put your phones down, log out of Facebook, turn your damn computer off, go out in the woods, have some fun, meet some new people. You'd be amazed. We need to start doing that again. Fuck all that social distancing. Dr. Mousy can kiss my ass on that. They did some of that Common Core math on the numbers, and my question, I guess, is what are we going to do about it when we find out the truth? Or at least as much as the truth as they let us know. Because as of to now, we do know that that virus came from China. And now they're willing to admit that it came out of that lab. They're still not willing to admit it's a bioweapon. Give it time. They'll admit it. But the world's in a mess because of China. China owes the whole world. Damn. I guess I went down my own rabbit hole today, huh? Started talking about camping and frogs. And now I'm talking about Dr. Mousy, the World Health Organization, the NWO, and all that other evil crap. Well, let's just knock that off and go back to frogs. Because now that it's springtime here, it is time to go frog fishing. And what I mean by that is now that the frogs are out and about, and they're jumping in the water and whatnot. The fish know that. And I do remember last spring, I went to Walmart. I was buying these little, I think they were made by Cream, but they were little, like 99-cent frogs. It was like a little dinky rubber frog about that big without the legs and a hook, 99 cents. And you could catch anywhere from a couple to, I think I caught 20 fish on one before it was finally so mangled. But you go in these ditches with these little rubber frogs, you'll catch chain pickerel, you'll catch aggressive sunfish, you'll catch small bass, bowfins, anything that's in the ditch will hit it, and just little dinky rubber frogs. And I'm not talking about going out there and buying those big bass fishing ones that are expensive, that are like $6, $7, $10. I know what would happen. The first time I throw an $8 lure out there, I'm going to snag it, and then I'm going to be out $8. So if you look closely in the bargain bins at Walmart and Sports Academy and those kind of places, you can find some really good deals. It doesn't have to be an expensive lure. It just has to be one that wiggles, right? Because most of the time, I don't think it's so much the actual lure as it is the presentation. But anyways, let me eat my chicken fettuccine, and then we'll turn the camera back on. But yeah, check that out, man. Chicken fettuccine. So the bag of chicken was like $1. It might have been $1.20. I don't remember. And then of course, some chicken fettuccine. That is $1 for a bag. I use half the bag, so that's 50 cents. So we're looking at $1.50 for lunch. Can't go wrong with that now, can you? Oh yeah, and that's really good. One pouch of chicken, 60 calories. By hiking and backpacking standards, that's not a big high calorie count, but it is chicken. And there's 12 grams of protein in here. And then in the fettuccine, you're going to have your carbohydrates and whatever's in here to make it taste good. But for $1.50, it's not a bad lunch. All right, after some, well, I just finished up my chicken fettuccine, and it was awesome. I've already cleaned it up and got it back in the bag. Now, time to enjoy a drink. Today, Welch's Strawberry Peach. They come in pretty handy in these single-serve packets. You know, there's nothing wrong with drinking just plain old good water, but sweet water is always better than regular water, right? And these things here, there's like no calories, no vitamin C to speak of, no nothing. But it does taste good. I guess it's just modern day Kool-Aid, right? So, put some of this in here. But yeah, lunch was epic. And here in either this week, this coming week, or the following week, I'm putting brand new tires on my Harley. Haven't been riding it because it's winter time, and you know, I go out in the woods. I don't like riding it out in the woods, but getting to be that time of year again. We'll be putting some, like I said, some brand new tires on it, and then start doing some interstate type saddlebag lunches. You know, to remind everybody that, you know, when you're traveling, you really do not have to stop in a restaurant and eat garbage. You can eat your own garbage on the side of the road. At least you know where it came from, right? And you know who made it. A lot to be said about that this day and age. You wouldn't want to go into a restaurant and have some minimum wage shit stick behind the counter see you and maybe mistake you for somebody else, or maybe just assume that you're somebody that they think they don't like, and the next thing you know, you got a shit sandwich on your plate. We're going down that rabbit hole again, aren't we? But yeah, when you're traveling, you know, it's pretty stressful traveling to start with. You know, so if you can find a quiet place off the main road, even if it's the back parking lot of a truck stop, just someplace that's a little quiet. Take 20 minutes to make yourself a lunch, recharge your batteries, and then get back out there on that road and burn that pavement till you get to where you're going, right? Here's to you. So I'll finish up my drink here and then put my gear on, and then what do you say we practice what I preach? Yep, that's right. Practice what I preach. Lead by example. That's very important. So what we'll do is we'll take a little walk, and if we see some garbage, we'll pick it up. And make the world a better place, right? That's right. Make the world a better place. Pick up after somebody else that ain't got enough decency, common sense, respect for the world, respect for others, respect for themselves. Well, down that rabbit hole again. So yeah, we'll take a walk and we'll do the right thing. We'll pick up behind people that's too ignorant to do the right thing. So, Nastravie, Skol, cheers, down the hatch, and all that other good stuff, right? Yes, it is. So the other day, I am going into the store, and there's a 20 laying in the parking lot. So naturally, I picked it up, put it in my pocket, and then that kind of, not sure how to describe it. It kind of felt like I was a little kid in the backyard doing something I probably shouldn't have been doing, and all of a sudden I got that feeling. And I look up, and through the window, my mom's giving me the fish eye. I was kind of feeling like that, right? And okay, well, what would Jesus do? Thought about that for a second, and I know what he would do. So I went on into the store and I bought me a bottle of wine. Yeah, I turned that $20 bill into a bottle of wine. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Alrighty, well, the garbage has been put in the garbage can like it's supposed to.